call the January 13th, 2025 meeting of the Cambridge City Town Council to order.
No opening prayer.
No opening prayer?
No, we'll just do the pledge of
Okay.
allegiance.
Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, call the roll.
All right. Jim McLean is absent. Mike Amick.
Present.
Debbie McGinley.
Here.
Gary Cole.
Present.
And Jim King.
All right, I keep forgetting I'm doing this here.
Yeah.
You're doing What's next?
Election of officers.
All right, election of officers. What does that
Well,
entail?
Jim, president,
Mm-hmm.
Jim had decided at our salary ordinance meeting that he would do president again. Just need somebody to nominate.
I'll make a motion, we nominate Jim McLean to serve as president again for another year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No.
Then you gotta have a vice president.
I'll make a motion that Mike Amick.
I guess there's none.
Yep.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. So,
Okay.
there we go.
Now,
Start again.
now,
Okay.
Debbie Gay.
All right,
Okay.
approval of the minutes.
You got two sets, December 9th and December 30th.
I'll make a motion, we accept December 9th minutes.
I'll second that. Oh, I can't second it, can I?
Second.
You
Yeah, you're the,
Yeah.
the boss. Can't do it.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we accept December 30th minutes.
Seconded.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. There you go.
All right, that's bad.
Yep.
Okay, the claims and
Right.
financials.
Make a motion, we accept the claims.
Seconded.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
And then your
And financials.
I'll make that motion also, that we accept them.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Good
Good
job.
business
Good job
done.
so far.
Well, we're getting there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I see there's no public hearing tonight. And then we have
Yes.
a guest, Mr. Myers, is
Yep,
interested in
Steve.
leasing farm ground. All right, what do we have?
Well,
We have to make a public notice. He's been the one that's mainly been doing
Right.
it for years and
Yep.
years. But we still, if the town, and that's the reason I haven't done anything yet until we talked, because there's been some talk over the years that at some point you weren't gonna continue to lease it if you needed additional ground for the cemetery. I didn't know what your thoughts were yet this year, but if you do still wanna lease for another year, we have to get public notice of it. He would submit the bid, and in all likelihood would be the successful bidder, but we still have to do that by law.
I would be in favor of going ahead for another year. I don't think we're in any danger of running out of plots out of the cemetery, so.
Let's hope not.
yeah.
I agree.
Well, then the paper sends you a direct notice and tell you when to put it in, and at February's meeting, then they will accept those and see if we can't do a new lease for the new year.
Because you're interested, right?
Yeah.
And you guys still farm.
Yeah.
How many acres is that we?
Yeah.
15 and a half.
I thought 15 acres is what I had in my head. Okay.
Rick?
Good.
All right.
All right,
Good.
so next meeting.
February
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah.
See you in February.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see you guys then.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
Stephen, see ya.
Okay. Unfinished business, we have a progress report on ongoing blighted properties. Anybody have anything on that right now?
Well, I asked Joe to come, so that.
Yeah,
The
since
two
he's-
down on Front Street,
Yeah.
they're on their schedule,
Yep.
from what I had seen, from what Sherry showed me, and what, as you can visually see.
Yeah,
out
it
there.
looks nice. I mean,
They're doing a great
Both
job.
homes, the roof, the back of the one that was on fire, that's been taken off, new walls, new OSB. It's winter time, so,
Yeah.
it's dried in anyhow.
yes.
Yeah.
The plywood we put on, that modular over on Jones Street, that rundown place over there, they're still up. The blue house down here on 40,
Mhm.
Mm.
we just put plywood up on that back door, it was completely off and gone. So it is boarded up.
So the
As
door
of
was
now.
missing off that?
Yes, the back door.
That's why it hasn't been closed all this time.
That back door is completely missing.
Okay.
The
Hinges,
person
everything.
supposedly bought it, has there been any action with that?
I have got,
They-
I don't have any knowledge of that here at all, not yet. But those they are sealed up
Good.
Anywhere.
now, so.
Yeah. And the one that burned next to the liquor store there, it's
down.
Is it done? I mean, is it the ground all smooth off?
No, he
No,
told me, he
yeah.
said that the ground got cold and froze, and they're gonna come back in the spring and seed it.
Yeah, they'll have to.
Mhm.
Okay. Any of the other ones you're worried about, Gary, or concerned, or you, Jim?
The one on Church Street, Matthias, across from Matthias House, that's all nicely done.
Yeah,
Seeded,
yeah, that's,
Nice.
ground is filled.
looks good, looks good.
Which one? Across from where?
The Overbeck House across the street from it, there was a gray
The
house.
corner
Really bad shape.
of Glenwood?
And Church.
No.
Church.
Yeah,
East-
yeah.
East Church.
Glenwood and Church, yeah. Nice. Good.
And then Robert's got the house down on Church Street.
Oh, I saw that, yeah,
It's all done.
that looks nice. There's
The
two
house up
separate
on
ones.
Vine Street is down now.
Yes,
Mm.
that one is down.
Yeah,
that one
Vine
is
and
down.
Fifth, up
Yeah,
in
Vine,
in that area.
That one
But
is
at
down.
our last meeting, Ken had mentioned up by High Street, Westview Drive. Have you heard anything about that at all? I just thought of that. Remember, somebody was gonna buy that, and then they were gonna tear
That
it
little
down.
house that almost sits in the street, I mean, at the corner of it's like
Yeah.
2 feet off the street
Someone had
there.
started cleaning it up
So
by the
maybe,
brush.
Okay.
I don't know who,
okay,
as far as that, but last Ken told me was the same thing.
same thing, okay. I wasn't sure if anybody bought it yet. I
Yeah,
hadn't heard.
I don't.
And wasn't that the plan, somebody was gonna buy it and
Yeah,
then
it's
take
tear
it
it
down?
down, yeah, that's what he told
Which-
us in
which house you
December
talking
9th.
High Street?
Oh,
Right
yeah.
by the library.
Yeah,
Circle
right
up
there. I
there,
thought they
it
were
sits
gonna-
like almost on the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
right, I
Right.
thought they were gonna.
It's right there.
Gary, did you get this one?
Yeah, I think that is one. Oh, okay.
Good, Marie.
Yes,
All right,
right.
thank you. Any more questions on that? All right. Do you have any updates on the Wi-Fi in the park? Anybody know anything about what's going on there?
Yeah, so I had, so there were a number of meetings. One was with NLDC, I think at least one meeting, to talk about potentially putting a fiber point in the park. And then we had a meeting, or I had a meeting with Sensor to get a bid from them on putting cameras in the park. Their approach does not require a fiber location in the park. They would actually be running and linking to this building. So that's a different option than Taylor, which is the name of their organization that does cameras and so forth, Taylor Security or Taylor Systems. Met with them once and meeting again this Thursday. They're designing a bid also, a plan for the park for cameras. So we're still in flight on that.
So is there a cost involved, a difference between, BC putting fiber in there and these guys just connecting to the existing Wi-Fi?
Well, no, Taylor Systems is probably going to want the fiber connections in the park. The way Sensor, they use a lot of, not repeaters, but connection points to send line of sight
Right.
signals back to what would be held here. We'll see which one makes more sense. We don't have a price for Taylor yet, but we've
Okay.
got the sensor price.
But things are moving.
Mhm.
All right, next up, ordinance number 12, 2024, false alarms for the fire department runs. Anything on that?
Well, we were just gonna wait and see what the chief thought
I
about
thought it looked really good.
Did it look okay
I thought
to
it looked
you?
real good, yes.
Yeah.
One question I was on the enforcement, are we gonna have a form, design form to send them, or how are we gonna?
Well, I could do you do have to notify the current ones
Right.
of this new ordinance. But then as far as the violation, it's just being ticketed, just like any other
Okay, I wasn't
ordinance
sure how
violation.
we would approach that.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for the ticketing? Is it the fire department?
Fire department can issue it, so can the chief, and again, any council member can enforce the local ordinance.
Okay.
Steps up, when it comes up, we'll have to have some direction when we first start.
Yeah, probably for all practical purposes, I would guess the fire department would want to do it.
Right.
Chief or if he notifies me, I can do it from the
I mean,
office
it's
too.
what- just as long as we get
Yep.
know what we're doing before we start doing it.
Yeah, I'd like to sit down with you and go over
Yeah.
the ins and outs of how that's all gonna work
Yes.
at some
When
point.
would this take effect?
As soon-
We haven't approved it.
Yeah, approval will be necessary, and then as soon as we send the notice to the people with the alarms, it becomes effective.
But just, if you remember, if you looked at the report I sent, we had 3 between the last meeting we had and the time we set the, now.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Did the language include from our discussion in December that Richard brought up about the number per year or lifetime?
Yeah, as it's written right now, and that's what we wanted his blessing on, is they get 2 freebies each year. The third one, then they start getting fined $200. So for the third and fourth false alarm, it would be $200. The minute it turns into a fifth one, it starts going up by $100 each time. So then it would go to 300, then 400, then 500.
are we gonna do it by calendar or is it?
It's
the first
calendar
one?
year.
Calendar
So
year.
we start
Calendar
going
year.
Okay.
Not from their first,
I didn't know it was the first one.
from
then
the
it
first
started
event, because then you
again.
have to keep track of every
Yeah.
business
Right.
separately.
It'll be hard.
Yeah, it'll be
Okay, all right.
a nightmare. All right. Anything else on that? We'll be, probably, then we'll
What you
approve
need-
that
Gotta
probably.
You need to pass
We
it?
have to pass it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
No.
we need to sign anything, okay,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
all right,
You got it, Sherry?
Yes.
Okay.
all right, I need a motion to pass ordinance number 12, 2024 for false alarms for fire department runs.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right,
Do we have to, put that in the, send them letters or we just have to post it in the paper?
You have to actually send a letter to those. Do you have a list of people who have low alarms?
I can be hocking up with one.
Yeah, we have to send it to them, and I put a notice in the paper.
Okay.
So this, actually, we dated it the 30th of December 2024.
No, it's
We talked
past
about
day. It was introduced in 2024, so therefore that ordinance is all right. Number is all right, but passed and adopted, just right
Just
through
right
that,
in?
Sherry, yeah.
Okay.
okay, so we don't have to change it to 1/2025.
No.
That's good.
No, it was introduced.
And then sign on the in favor side. If you're in favor.
They certainly voted that way, so
Yeah.
better sign it.
Better sign it that way.
Yeah, right. You know, a discrepancy. All right, next up, an increase for cemetery opening and closing of lots. I know we've discussed this in the past.
And here's the ordinance that I prepared for that too. So if you know, you don't want to pass it on. And I suppose, is this number 1, Sherry, for the year?
This will be one, yes.
And if I understood the discussion correctly, the only thing we are changing is for the opening of adult graves going to $600. We left the infant graves the same, $150, and we left the extra hours or Saturday funerals and Sunday and holidays the same extra, since we were increasing the base. Is that
Correct.
everybody's desire?
That's right. That's what we talked about.
So that new is shown in bold, so it's under that number 2 is the only thing that's really being changed. To all other graves, $600.
Now it says, it's opening graves, it also includes closing.
Yes, opening
Yeah,
and
it's
closing.
opening and
yes.
closing is
That's
all
the
included
term.
in that.
Yes.
I'm just saying, it doesn't say that here.
I think they all just say opening,
Okay.
because we have to close them as well, yeah. I think that the other.
Yeah, because it
say-
talks about rebuilding and sodding, so.
Sodding and refill.
Yeah.
I think the vernacular used in the funeral business is the opening of a grave is the open and close.
The whole
Yeah,
process.
that's the process.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so we have ordinance 1-2025. I need a motion to approve.
Make a motion, we approve ordinance 1/2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Does somebody have?
Motion passes.
Somebody keep the other part of
No,
this?
just getting one.
Did I just give you that?
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, so I need you to sign this, please.
all right.
Again, on the in favor side.
Next up, further discussion on sale of the property on South Walnut Street.
No word back from the assessor yet, so I do not know.
Okay.
You know, we were trying to see if they could reassess so that we didn't have to get it appraised, but it was the end of the year
Yeah.
and they had other things.
Yeah. That's understandable. So we really don't have anything
Nothing.
further to go on that, nothing that we can do at this time. Okay, we can put that on unfinished business again. Next.
But the plan is to keep it going.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we still intend to go forward with that sale, I think. So. Okay. New business, a motion to approve donations for the fire department for the park Christmas lights in the amount of $6,142.
Yeah,
Different
There's-
yeah.
yeah.
And then, should that all be in one motion, all three of those amounts, or should we do them individually?
There's
You need to,
probably individually, I think, because, I mean, the Christmas lights and then
well, are these other numbers for the Christmas lights?
the
Or-
6142 is for the Christmas lights, the Gordon
And who is
Happy-
that from? Is that?
That's from their, the money that they
It was
collect.
donated at the
Yeah.
scene.
Right.
And
Okay.
then
Okay.
the
So
Zion's
we really
Church,
don't have names for those donors
No,
in
no.
particular.
Public.
I would have, that should be at least one motion. And then the other ones, what is the purpose of the other three? Is that to go to the
Gordon-
lights too?
Gordon just, no, he just donated to the fire department. The chamber and the Zions, I would say that was lights.
Yeah, yes, that was
Yeah,
nice.
and so $1,099.76 would go with the lights as well, and then
Well,
$100.
the chamber part of it was for the carriage rides,
Carriage rides.
and then the other part, they said they just had extra money because of the damage we
Yeah.
received.
Yeah, help replace some of the damaged pieces.
I would say
Okay.
one for the 6142 from the patrons that went through that, and then the other motion to approve these three specific ones going to the fire department.
Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve donations for the fire department from the donations collected at the entrance to the park for the Christmas lights in the amount of $6,142.
We had a lot of people that stepped up a lot and gave more money because of that. But on the other hand, we had more people this year drive by than we ever had before. So it's got, everything balances out, but we had a lot of drive-bys this year for some reason.
I make a motion, we approve the donations for 6,142 for the Christmas lights.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And then I need a motion for a donation of $100 from Gordon Mahaffey to the fire department, as well as $599.76 from Zion's Lutheran Church, and $500 from the Cambridge City Chamber of Commerce.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes. Okay. That's good. Not bad.
Appreciate
What's
you
that?
helping.
I don't think so. The extra paper that you were concerned about flipping around?
Okay, I have an extra one here, so I just.
Okay.
You said do it on
I
paper.
have an extra one, so I just attach it to it.
All right, next up in new business, Debbie Gettinger is wanting to host the Joe Show Car Show Sunday, September 29th in the park to honor her son. And I think that's something we've done.
They used to do those, yeah,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
then before the boys, I guess it's 25 years since the boys have passed,
Wait, has it been going on that long?
but their car shows ended,
Yeah.
you know, after
Yeah.
they
There you go.
passed, because
Mhm.
you guys,
We
no, you
did-
didn't
we
take
did
that
our-
one, that was
no,
the.
F1
you
did that
Kiwanis did
nowadays.
that one now, yeah.
Yeah.
So she wants to have one for their anniversary.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we let Debbie Gettinger host the Joe Show Car Show September 29th.
Second. Here.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.
Sounds good. All right, we're getting right through that.
Yes, we're great.
That's a new record, goodness.
Good job, Mike.
Yes.
Flip you to president.
We may want to have that election
We
again.
don't-
Yeah, I want to
I know.
have the president.
We don't need all that extraneous talk.
We have guests, we do have guests, so.
Well, we did have one guest that
Yeah, I don't
didn't
know if they
come.
understand what that
Yeah,
conference
that
is
kind
up there.
of picked up the pace a little bit. All right, I guess we're down to staff reports. So Chief, you got anything?
No, I sent you guys our annual call total. I don't know if you have any questions on that or not.
Do you have any questions on it? Was it out of line anywhere as far as you're concerned? Did it seem normal?
It's pretty normal, really. We were up slightly from last year, but we also had extra staff, so for the paper, we had 4,205 calls. 479 of those were in Dublin. And Billy, I'll get you a copy of it.
11,
Good
12
job.
calls a day.
You know how many charges were filed and you keep track of? I don't, because that'd be really hard to keep track of, because you may charge them with something and they file something different than what you charge them with. Okay. Or more charges or less, but I think we pulled 212 case reports, I think it was. It's just sort of important to other topics. Okay, thank you. I can get the information for that other topic, so maybe.
Would be interesting. Be interesting.
Yeah. Be also interesting by
Officer.
an officer. We've already got it. Okay, good.
All right, that'd be neat to see, yeah, I'd like to see that. All right, I kind of skipped, I didn't know if you guys had anything to say. I know you were here for the
Yeah.
property issue.
Yeah.
We're just this one, we're good.
Okay, all right.
We really didn't expect it to happen in a month anyway, so.
All right, well, Karen, I knew what you guys were here for and
Yeah.
kind of take.
We strive to meet expectations.
Yeah, next month. All right, Jeff, fire chief.
We had a pretty good year. We had, what, 400, right at 400 runs. 80% of them was EMS. But that's just something we haven't been able to get anything resolved on, so we're just gonna we gotta deal with it for a while longer. If something gets worked out a little better. It's hard to get guys out. They get there and get turned around.
I think we do need to sit down and talk about
Something has to be
that.
done, something needs to be done. It's cost the town a lot of money, and it cost me a lot of heartaches trying to get guys to go.
And it's gonna cost us volunteers for our fire department.
It's a big problem with getting volunteers now, because it's just constant, and, you know.
Is that still involved in the situation with Reed?
Yes.
And what- I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of on hold for a while. I know at one time you guys wanted to try to set up a meeting, Hagerstown was interested in it,
Right.
maybe another community. So that still is needed to
It
meet?
still needs to be done, yes.
Yeah, we need to strike some kind of a balance with those guys
Yeah,
somehow.
well, as soon as they ask, like, are you having trouble breathing, it don't have to be a big problem, they say, yeah, then they just automatically tell the fire department out. But most everybody, if you call them in the situation, most guys have trouble breathing.
Yeah.
And there's just too many key factors they got on that, it just triggers it, without going into details.
So it's an automatic.
It's just automatic, if they say the right thing, they push the button and it comes out.
What percentage of your calls would be medical as opposed to all your?
Probably 80%.
Yeah,
80%.
80% last year.
Yeah, if you look at the report, it's,
And how many of those were you really needed on compared to just a waste of time?
20%.
Which one,
20%, we probably needed 20% of the time.
20% of
We
the-
do that, right,
Medical
Richard?
calls, yeah.
And we get, most of the time we go out on those, we're not really needed, they sit, basically watch our guys do the lifting and package the people, and they drive them to the hospital.
Yeah. We're called out specifically just to lift the patient, get the patient into the
Most
ambulance.
of the time, yeah. I mean, you know, if it's a code set, we're needed there, or if it's trauma, that's our job, it's trauma. But if it's just a sick person, that really shouldn't be towing the fire department out every time, that's why it calls it sick. You guys got a lot of guys that aren't trained specifically in that thing, being exposed to a lot of different things that they had taken home to their family. And we're really not actually needed.
So that means if you have 100 calls and you say 80% of them are the EMS, that means 80 of them are this way, and 80% of those are not needed, you're looking at 64 out of 100 calls you don't really need to be
We're not really
there.
needed that. If it's just,
That's
like I said,
all.
unless it's a trauma or an accident, we always want to be on all accidents and trauma.
Yeah, burning up the good spirits of our volunteers at the fire department.
And the cost,
And the cost,
gasoline,
Yeah,
all the.
fuel costs and the
Yeah.
wear and tear on
And
equipment.
then
Yeah.
when they don't shut the doors, the heat
No,
too,
no, no,
right?
no. Keep 'em over.
Leave the doors open.
We could go on and on.
We go on and on.
All right,
Thank you.
we need to talk about that, and try to come up with something, so, because that's what it is.
But I know Hagerstown's got the same issue. Originally, Kimber City and Hagerstown had a different arrangement. and got runs it over, said it was too much trouble for his staff to designate our two departments separate from the others. A lot of small departments want to go on these runs because they don't run any runs.
Yeah,
And
yeah, and they get
get
funding based on,
Yeah, but we have enough runs and,
But why don't we take an action, because maybe the fire commissioner could work with you, Jeff, on maybe setting, could set sort of an
and go to
agenda.
Hagerstown. It's better if both communities, I think, are on the same time. I think we're both represented by this, your same
Well,
plan.
no longer, they have a different city.
But they have different-
Yeah.
But then we could work to communicate.
That's a good idea.
With Reed.
Yeah, because, you know, we asked, because what we asked for was to be called for traumas, all traumas and codes. If it's a code, you know, then it's automatic, because we're needed then. But just not on every time they get a call.
so Milton never picks up any of these smaller
They
fire
have their own,
departments?
everybody has their own territory.
Okay,
They get the ones in their territory.
okay,
But we have a lot more people,
right.
and our call volume is a lot higher.
Okay, no, we'll talk.
Yeah, yeah, we can figure that out.
That's,
All right, next up, Public Works Superintendent, filling in.
Got a call from Dixon Engineers. I guess they did the tower inspections back in 2020 when Doug was still here. So that's an IDM inspection, so it's got to be done. So he's sending that information to Sherry. So get that inspection done. It's every 5 years.
Okay.
So he's sending that information, the proposal to get that done.
And you want to go with him because he's done it.
That's who did it last time.
Okay.
Talked to him earlier today.
So he's familiar with,
Has all the information from
Yeah.
last time, so.
makes sense to
Did
me.
you want to talk about I think I sent it to Bob, the contract, the notice of award contract, is something need to be
Oh,
signed?
yeah,
for this?
the,
Choice one?
Milestone
asphalt.
contract? Yeah, I think it was from
Community
Choice.
crossings.
Yeah.
Community
Do
crossings.
we need to sign something on that? 'Cause
Yeah,
That's what.
and that's the one I couldn't open. Did you get my email? I said I can't open
No.
it.
That I got right, if you want me to-
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
We're all approved and everything for next year's community crossings. though.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
just
the funding
more,
for-
that's the next step, and
Okay,
from the way I read and understand it, it's for Bob to sign, the town
Oh,
attorney,
yeah, it
and
said
then
you
for
and then
Sherry,
me, yeah.
as far as being the clerk.
But I don't remember signing anything like that before. Because Jim signed,
There's a place for his signature, and
he
he's
signed the one sheet at the salary ordinance meeting, and then towards the back.
Because we got that last Thursday, is that when we got that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it was last Thursday, so I got the email for that one. And it should be like the second to last page, I believe.
probably is just, yeah, Sherry, you are just signing off saying that the money has been lawfully appropriated for this, and I'm probably gonna be asked to sign off that that you've done the legal procedures correctly, which you
And we only have so many days to get it back to him.
10 days
10
by
days.
that email.
Joe's been doing really good, coming in, checking email, checking voicemails, learning how to do the phones.
how many days do we have left on those 10 days? Are we pushing
No,
the
we're,
issue?
No,
we're
it was like
okay.
Thursday, I wanna say
Yeah,
it was Thursday when that
Thursday.
came in, I get
Yeah,
it
we'll
sent
be
straight
okay.
to
We'll
Sherry,
send it out.
and she sent it
I'll
to
send it
Bob.
out tomorrow morning.
All right,
So, yeah, we're good as far as that time frame. We do have, moving on, we have the pylons for the fuel tanks down by
Oh,
the.
yes, yeah.
Those did come in, we're just waiting on Richard to hear back from the company. I did move those tanks a little bit so we can put the safety barriers around them.
Mhm.
And then as far as getting electric run and all that, so as soon as Richard hears something back from that company.
I assuming the price is correct on this, the 276, 287?
That's what is in there. That's what's in there when I got into the computer from Community Crossings.
Was this did we award the bid to Milestone? I guess that was.
Yes, they
proper
were.
then.
We
And
do have
it's
all
in-
the
wait,
bids
it's in my
back
minutes.
You
there.
did that in December, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah, it was December 18th, yeah,
Yeah.
so that would be in the 276, 287. That's what Milestone bid.
276, 287,
Yep.
that's what's in
Okay.
here.
made some headway on the snow.
Okay, thank you.
It's, we haven't had that much snow.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long while, so a few hiccups, there were a few complaints, I understand that, but we do have 3 trucks up and running with plows now, and the new spreader made it a lot different, or a lot better. There were, like I said, there were a few complaints. They were addressed. They weren't bad, but they were still. So a few things I was not
Yeah, I mean,
informed of, they have been addressed now.
Okay.
So moving on.
All right.
We'll
That's
we'll
what
get
we
better,
do.
so.
We got 2 compliments on the streets.
Oh, good, that's
Yeah,
good.
so there you go.
I don't think it's been bad on our side of the street. I was in Newcastle the other day and ours are every bit as.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I mean,
Theirs
if
are.
you, not to put any other town, but on blast, but, I mean, we were pretty good. Cause I drove around and saw some of the other towns, and
Nice.
they had their hiccups just like we did, so.
I saw them going up College Avenue there before it even started snowing. I don't know if they were spreading stuff or
Yes.
what they were doing. Yeah, because it melted off pretty
Might
quick.
need to
Yeah.
be another one.
The streets are really good. I was wondering, do they ever shovel off the Main
I've
Street
seen-
Bridge? Because I walk to the Gole Center and I have to walk in the street, and I notice other people walking on 40 because the bridge, and maybe you can't get equipment up there, but I noticed that
Well,
not
we
either
didn't-
side is not.
We
get
did
a
not.
plow. I
When
mean,
the state comes through there, NDOT comes and plows that, I mean, we
They don't do
could,
the- They don't do the
they
sidewalk.
don't, you know.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
I
we
just
could
wondered.
address it once we are finished with,
They probably plow the snow onto the side.
They do.
Yeah, that's
They
what
do.
happens, and then
Yeah.
it's
we could
impassable.
address it, I mean, along the same lines with once we have the main streets open,
Mm.
going back, hitting the alleys and then try to get up on there
Do you know
on
how
that
much
bridge.
it would cost to get a plow for that UTV?
for the side by side.
I think at one time we talked about a quote.
Ken
I
had
don't know if
looked
we ever
at
had a
it.
quote.
As far as getting a plow, I don't wanna shoot a number because I honestly don't know. I can find out. It was a little high, but this situation, it would have been ideal.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah, it
wouldn't
is.
be having this
Right.
conversation right now. It would have been done. So, you know, I mean, necessities I get, but this was a necessity now. Now granted, we
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
had this much snow at
Right.
one time in years.
Been a few years anyway.
So I understand, but on the same token,
Mhm.
it's, so, I mean, I can look
It'd be nice to
into
have
it, either a plow or maybe a snow blower to put on the front of the side-by-side. I think it would be ideal, it would be a lot easier and faster versus pushing with a plow. But, I mean, get both prices and see.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, so.
While you're on superintendent, do you want to talk about the job description? Because I don't think we've actually advertised for the position until we had a description that I sent to everybody. Does that look sufficient? So in case somebody does ask about it, what you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it.
No.
No.
Or-
It looked good, I
Okay.
thought.
Mhm.
Then how much time do you want to give people now that we have this description to, you want to have put something in the paper saying you're accepting applications?
Until what,
We've
the
already
end of-
had people calling.
You've already had, have they submitted
One
applications?
application.
You want to set a deadline, a drop dead date on that?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah,
There's
me
gotta
too.
be some time we pull the plug on that, so I would be end of February.
When did it go in? When was it publicly,
They saw Millie's notice in the paper,
just this
so
last
we have
paper?
not put it in the paper that we're looking. They just
Saw it in
just
there.
Put a
saw
legal ad
in her,
in there.
yeah, we didn't do a legal ad.
So when would we be able, when would the date we could do that?
Or this would be next Wednesday if we meet Thursday noon deadline.
So then, after that, that would be, what, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, how long? To accept
We
applications?
can't do it by the end of January, there's no way,
No.
no, we wouldn't be able to do that, but I think by the end of February would be long enough for anybody to, you know,
Oh, that'd be,
that would be
Like
5
5
weeks,
weeks.
that would be 5
That'd
weeks.
be
Just like a month.
Yeah, we could even do,
February 5th, mid-February.
Yeah.
15.
I'd say February 15th.
15.
yeah,
Okay.
You're gonna submit yours, right? You're gonna submit.
Yes, my resume
your
is.
resume.
Okay, and I'll tell them that a description is on file here if they want to come in and look at it, Sherry.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a caveat in there, that the town can always group together. You don't have to have this, but if you have these two things,
Right.
great, or great if you have all three or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we can decide. It doesn't, you don't have to hit every letter of the.
Yeah. I may even word that a little bit different than how that the chair had that, so that
Mhm.
it's not quite as strict, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to have some leeway in.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I don't wanna tie our hands with, yeah. Okay, anything else, Bob?
Only if you want to approve me for another year of town attorney.
No, I saw that, no.
No, okay.
No.
Yes, I love
You
yes.
know that's
The way
not what
things
I
are going.
meant.
Don't you dare
You
leave.
may have second thoughts.
So as I pointed out in my email, it's the same as last year, other than the new hourly rate of 210. And I figured out from the 15, there'll be 15 years, if I just done 3% each year, that'd be about exactly where it would be right now anyway. And it is much cheaper than our firm's normal, so.
I saw that. I make a motion we approve Bob for another year.
Second.
Yeah.
All right, we have a motion to keep Bob Beaver on as our town attorney, and the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are we approving the, your firm or?
Yeah, it's actually a firm
It's a firm
contract with me
contract.
as a designated partner to be town attorney.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah. And if there are 2 copies there so that we can have 2 originals, you guys keep one, and I keep one.
So you want to sign? I had one more thing, Mike. If you notice the hanging, the wall art that we have,
Okay.
Bob McCullough had 2 paintings from a local artist, May Gibbs, and she died years ago. So he gave one to the library and gave one to us, so I hung that one there. And Ben's gonna get more art to hang in here, local art, correct?
We're working on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Good.
I mean, one of these days we'll paint these walls and get them to match the gray that we have.
Am
I got a
supposed
color
to sign
picked out.
those?
You got a color? Oh, gosh.
All right, well, let's round robin. You got anything else, Jim? Gary?
I've had some people ask me about ordinances. Are they available online now? that
Yep,
people
they're
can-
online and
they're
they're at the
online.
library.
Okay,
Yeah,
good, then I'll
they
tell
do.
them, they are
Yeah.
online.
Yes,
Yeah,
right, go to our website, they're right
Okay,
there on
good,
the
I'll
website.
tell them. Speaking of art, I've got a piece of art that I'm gonna give to the city building.
Nice.
This is my mother's, Betty Cole, and this is
Ooh,
a print that
very
we have made of hers.
nice.
So this is not on loan, this is to, wherever you wanna put it,
Oh,
in your
wow. And
house.
The color matches our walls.
There you go, so you can put it wherever you want it.
Nice,
Actually,
thank
a
you.
donation if you want to accept that.
Oh, yes, okay. So it's a donation.
It's a donation
Donation.
to the city building.
So do we need a motion to
Mhm.
accept that? All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept Gary's nice donation to the town, a piece of art.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How about Bob's?
Yeah, so we should probably do Bob's as
Yeah.
well, right? Because they
Yeah.
just brought that in. Okay.
All right, I'll
Thank you,
entertain a
Jim.
motion that we accept the piece of art from Bob McCullough.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
perfect.
All right.
Now, if you guys have any art you want to bring.
We've selected 2 of the pieces you're getting so
Yeah.
far.
Awesome.
You're
That's
getting
exciting.
2
Thank you.
from Rick Coleman.
Oh,
Oh, really?
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sammy Terry?
Yeah.
I don't know who else we've got on the database, but
Cool.
Fantastic
That's
art.
exciting. And you're local, are you going to put some in?
I've got about 100 frames under the bed. You can have as many of them as you want.
All right.
Cool. I don't have anything else.
Any-
Thank you,
Anybody?
Joe, for stepping up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks,
Joe.
Joe. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, if there's nothing else, then I need a motion for adjournment.
I'll make
Make
that
a
motion.
All right.
I signed both of these.
Okay, yep, I want you to sign both and I'll pass them down to these guys.
What have I not signed here?
Yeah, you need to sign both copies. 2 copies. Sign 2 copies. One's for me and one's for Bob. Then, you guys, we need to set that executive meeting. Bob, did you get a chance to look at your calendar?
I'm good that following week if we have to push it.
Well, I think it's what we're gonna have to do unless, because the 23rd, everybody can meet but Debbie.
How about Wednesday, the 22nd?
22nd, were you available?
Yeah, I'm available. I'll be back the 21st, so I would be available that Wednesday.
Okay, but Jim
22nd?
couldn't meet the 22nd because you said Thursday, I think, the 23rd.
That was the
No,
week
that
before.
was that the week before? That was
week
this week,
before.
okay, all right.
22nd, everybody? 22nd?
Fine by me.
What time for that?
5? Earlier better. Doesn't matter to
I
me,
don't
5 or
care.
6, either
I'm
one.
here. Richard, can you on the 22nd?
I should be able to.
Okay.
Was that 5 o'clock? Did I
Can
hear
you
you?
get here by 5? Will you be able to get here by 5?
6 is a little safer for me,
Yeah,
but.
let's
Okay, we'll
just do
keep it at
6, yeah,
6.
that way
Yeah.
then.
In
When
case
do you
I
get
have a- in
back?
case I
When
have
do you
a
get
late
back on
afternoon
Monday,
call.
the 21st?
No.
Or the
The
21st?
21st, we drive on Tuesday, so that'll give me all day Wednesday to catch up.
Okay, 6 o'clock executive.
It's the 22nd. right?
22nd, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Do we need a motion?
That's it? No.
Okay.
No,
Great.
let this- I just
We are
gotta get
adjourned,
it.
I guess.
Yep.